So welcome back guys. So today we'll be discussing on the practical problems which covers the multiple choice as well as the comprehensive illustrations on AB costing. So that is the activity based costing. So without wasting time we'll get started. So the first one is the company makes two products using the same type of material and skilled workers. The following information is available. So they have given two products, which is product A and product B. So first one, budgeted volume is 1000 units, whereas in case of B it is 2000. Material cost is 10 and 20 and labor is 5 and 20 respectively for product A and B. So fixed cost relating to material handling amounts to 1 lakh rupees. So fixed cost is 1 lakh. So earlier, as per traditional costing, we used to distribute the overheads based on labor hours or machiners. So in ABC we have a different activity driver, all those things. The cost driver for this cost is volume of material purchase. So they have given the cost driver for this particular cost. First we have to find the cost driver, then the cost allocation. Next we have general fixed overhead observed on the basis of labor hours amounted to 1,80,000. Using ABC, what is the total fixed cost, fixed overhead amount to be observed into each unit of product B to the nearest whole rupees, which means we have to round off. So we have to distribute the overhead of 1 lakh and 1,80,000 in the ratio of whereas in case of material handling it should be distributed based on volume of material purchased, and whereas in case of fixed overhead, the general fixed cost, it should be based on labor hours. So we'll get started. So first, just a second. So we'll start with illustration 1. So first we have two products. So I'll write particulars. We have product A and product B. So first I'll take the material cost. We have the labor cost. So then we have the units. So first material. What is the cost here? It is 10 rupees for 1000 units in case of B and 20 rupees in case of 2000 units. So 10,000 into 10 is 10,000. So this will be 40. Okay. Next we have labor. Labor is 5 rupees, 5 and 20. So 5,000 and 40,000. 5,000 and 40,000. Units we have 1,000, 1,000 and 2,000. So this is the given data. So now we have to distribute the overhead. What is the first overhead? The first overhead is material handling. Amount is 1 lakh rupees. And the cost driver is material purchased, volume of material purchased. So now, material handling. And the cost driver is material handling. And the, what is the cost driver? Volume of material purchase. So we have volume of material purchase is 1 lakh and 10,000 and 40,000 in the ratio. So 1 lakh in ratio of 1:4. So it will be 20. It will be 80. Okay. Next, what is the cost? General fixed overhead. So general fixed overhead or the general fixed cost. So the amount is 1,80,000, but in the ratio of 1:8 because it is based on labor hours. So labor hours they have not given, but we can take labor cost now. That is the thing. We have, while solving the multiple choice, we have to think that whether all these options are given. So if you see in this question, they have told labor hours, but in labor hours is not given, but we can find out the labor cost. And the answer also matches with the labor cost. That is the reason we have taken labor cost here. Same in case of volume of materials purchased. So in that also there is no volume given here. If the actual question should have been like for this many units, this much kgs of input is used. For this much units, this much of labor hours is used. So that should be the ideal question. But here we should be distributing based on cost. Since because we have the cost information. So 1:8. Again it will be 80,000. It will be 1,60,000. So total will be 40,000 and 2,40,000. We will check whether we have the option 2,40,000. But in the question they have asked per unit. So I'll divide it by number of units. So 1000, 2000, 1000 means 40,000 divided by 1000 comes to 40. So 2,40,000 divided by 2000 comes to 120. So in the question they are asking about B. So 120 should be the answer. So we'll see. 120 is B. See, B is the answer. So this was MCQ number 1. So in this they have asked us to distribute the material handling cost and the general fixed cost on the basis of cost driver. What is our cost driver? For material handling, it is volume of material purchase, and in case of general fixed cost, the cost driver is labor hours. So we have done with illustration number 1. We will go to illustration number 2 now. So the company uses traditional standard costing system. The inspection and setup cost are actually 1760 actual cost. This is actual cost. Please be careful. As against the budget of 2000. Okay, so 2000 is our cost. ABC is being implemented, and accordingly the number of batches identified as cost driver for inspection and setup. So they're telling that the number of batches is identified as the cost driver for inspection and setup. So actually the inspection and setup cost is 1760. Okay, the budgeted production is 10,000. So what would be our cost driver? It will be 2000 divided by 10,000. So what is the answer? 2000 divided by 10,000 is 0.2 is my cost driver. How did I get it? They're telling that for inspection and setup cost, the cost driver is number of batches. So that is the thing. So the budgeted cost is 2000. So by 10,000, which is the total number of batches, the budgeted number of production. So the budgeted production is 10,000 in batches of 1000 units, whereas actually 9,000 were produced. The cost per batch under ABC would be, so they are asking cost per batch. So in one batch it will be 1000, no? Just multiply by 1000. So it will be 200. That's it. Very simple. Next we will go to the third one. So third one is a very easy question. So the X company uses activity based costing for product B and product D. We have two products B and D. The total estimated overhead cost for the parts administration pool was 5,50,000. So the total administration cost is 5,50,000 and the expected activity was 2,000 part types. So I'll just divide it. That's it. So in ABC we have to divide by the cost driver. That's all. Total cost divided by the cost driver. So 5,50,000 divided by 2,000, which is 275. If the product D requires 1,200 parts, the amount of overhead allocated to D is nothing. So it's easy. 275 into 1,200, which is 3,30,000. That's it. Very simple. This one also. Here, Fast Limited manufactures three types of product A, B and C following ABC. During the period, the company incurred 73,000. So make the 73 as 78. Okay. To make the answer matching, we are using this amount. So 78,000 as inspection cost, and it was worked for 10 hours. Sorry, 10 runs, 20 runs and 9 runs. So the total would be 39. So what would be our cost driver? Production runs. Total cost is 78,000. So divide 78,000 divided by 39, you will get 2,000. Okay. 2,000 run, 9 production runs respectively for producing A, B and C. The inspection cost for B is 20 into 2,000, that is 43,000. That is the answer. Very simple. So just add the total amount divided by the cost driver, you get the amount, activity rate, then multiply it by the number of production runs in case of this question. Next. It seems like to be big, but it is very simple. The company manufactures and sells packaging machines. It recently introduced activity based costing to refine its existing system. Each packing machine requires direct material to 50,000. So at that time direct material is 50,000. Okay. 50 equipment parts, 12 machine hours, 15 assembly line hours and 4 inspection hours. The details about the cost pools, allocation basis and allocation rates are given below. So they are telling machine handling the number of components. So the allocation basis number of components and the budgeted allocation rate is 8. So what is our components used? 50. So 50 into 8 is 400. Just add 400 to it. Okay. Next, we have 12 machine hours. What is the machine hour rate? 68. 12 into 68. Okay. Next we have machine hours. Machine hours is 75. So 12 into 75, 900. So the assembly line hours is 15 into cost rate is 75. The total is 1125. I'm sorry, what is this? Assembly is 15 into 75, which is 1125. And last we have the inspection hours, 4 hours into 68. I'm sorry, 104. So 416. So we'll just add it up. So what are they asking? The company has received an order for 40 can packaging machine from a customer using ABC costing. Indirect cost allocated to the order would be. So they are asking the indirect cost to be allocated. So we'll not use this because it is a direct cost. So 50 into 8, 400. So this was 416. So this is our total cost. Total cost driver per can. See, they are telling that the details are given below for 1 can. We have to calculate for 40 cans. So just add it up. 400 plus 416 plus 816 plus 1125. So it is 2757 per can or 1 can packing machine. It is 2757. We need for 40. Just multiply it by 40. You will get 1110 to 80. So we'll discuss once again in a summarized manner. So in this they have given all the cost drivers. So they are telling that each packaging machine requires 50,000 of material, 50 equipment parts, 12 machine hours, 15 assembly hours and 4 inspection hours for 1 can packaging machine. They are asking for 40. So first we will calculate it for 1, then multiply it by 40 for indirect cost, because they are asking only the allocation of indirect cost here, not the direct cost. Understood? So that is the reason I have multiplied by 40. So multiplied by 50 because the cost driver for the equipments for material handling it is 8 rupees and the allocation basis equipment parts. Next, the machining, the allocation basis machine hours, and they have given 12 machine hours. Just multiplied by 12. Here it would be 15 because for assembly it is assembly 9 hours, and then for inspection it is inspection per hour. So it is 4 here. If you multiply all this, you will get 2757 and multiply it by 40 because we have to calculate it for 40. Understood? Next, illustration number 7. So the following information relate to ABC activity level 60 and 80%. The difference cost for 20%. What is the differential cost? Here it is 4. Here it is 2. So total is 6. Simple. A company manufactures 500 units of AX. The material cost to manufacture is 1,50,000, labor is 2,65,000, material ordering cost is 4,500 and material handling cost is 2,500. Material orders they have given. The total material cost, just add it up, 1,50,000 plus 4,500 plus 2,500 because they are asking material cost. The answer is 1,57,000. So illustration number 6. So the company operates an ABC system to attribute its total overhead cost to cost object. They are using ABC costing, activity based costing for this allocation. In its budget for the year 31st August 2022, the company expected to place a total of 2,000 purchase order. So 2000 PU at a cost of 1 lakh. What is the per unit cost? So 1 lakh divided by 2000, which is 50 per purchase order. Understood? The activity and its related cost were budgeted to occur at a constant rate throughout the budget year, which is divided into 13 4-week periods. So because in a year we'll have 13 4-week periods. During the 4-week period ended 30th June 2021, a total of 200 purchase orders were placed at a cost of 9,000. So what is the cost per purchase order budgeted? 50 into 200, we'll get 10,000. But the actual cost is only 9,000. We have over recovered 1,000 rupees. So here you can do 2,000 into 50 minus 9,000. So this is the formula here. So you get 10,000 minus 9,000, you get 1,000 over recovery. So that is the thing. So by this we have calculated, we have solved all the multiple choice questions. Next we'll go to comprehensive numerical illustrations. So first we'll go with the concept wise question. So illustration number 3. Very simple illustration which will test all the concepts of ABC. So M Limited was observing overhead on the basis of direct labor hours. A newly appointed CMA has suggested that the company should use ABC system, activity based system, and has identified cost drivers and cost pool as follows. So stores receiving, the cost driver is purchase requisition and the associated cost is 2,96,000. The inspection, the cost driver is number of production runs and cost is 8,94,000. Dispatch, orders executed, it is 2,10,000. Machine setup, it is number of setups and the cost is 12,00,000. So we have the cost driver also. Next we have to calculate the production cost of all the products. So very simple, please straight off. We have the total cost here, we have the cost driver, just distribute. So allocate on the basis of cost driver, that's it. So I'll give 2 to 3 minutes time, please calculate it, and after that we'll solve, so that you can verify the answers. So we'll start. So So we have product A, B and C and the particulars. What is our first overhead? Stores receiving. So the first overhead is stores receiving and the cost driver is purchase requisitions. So we have the purchase requisition 300, 450 and 500 and 296. Okay. So stores requisition or the stores receiving. So stores receiving, the cost is 296 in the ratio of 450. I'm sorry, how much is it? 300, 450, 500. 300, 450 and 500. Just add all those. So 300 plus 450 plus 500, it is 1250. So divide 2,96,000 divided by 1250. We'll get 236.8 multiplied by 300. We'll get 71,040. I'm just distributing the overhead based on the cost driver rate. That's it. 71,040, 106, 560, 118,400. Simple guys, very simple. I know the rate. The rate is 2,96,000 and in the question itself they have given the cost driver also. Just divide it on the ratio. So next, what is that? Inspection. Inspection is 8,94,000 and the cost driver is number of production runs. So what is the production run? 50,000, 50 and 1,200. So 8,94,000 inspection. So inspection 8,94,000 in the ratio of 50, 1,050 and 1,200. 50,000, 50 and 1,200. Just divide it guys, that's it. So 50 plus 1050 is 1,100 plus 1,200 is 2,300. So 8,94,000 divided by 2,300 multiplied by 50. So multiplied guys. So I think in the question there is some difference here. If you go there, they have given 1,200, 1,050, but they have given 50, so it is 2,300. Okay, I'll just do one thing. 50 plus 1,050 plus 8,94,000 done by 2,000 by 2,400. So make it as 150. So I had referred this book in CA Final. So there the question exactly same, but this was not 50, it was 150. So this is the cost driver here. So 150. Now add it. So 150 plus 1,050 plus 1,200 is 2,400. So 8,94,000 divided by 2,400, it is 372.5 into 150. Is 55, 875, 1050, it is 391125 and 1,200, it is 4,47,000. Okay, so small changes, please make it 150. Next we have dispatch. Dispatch is orders executed. Dispatch is 2,10,000. 2,10,000 in the ratio of. So dispatch is orders executed. Orders executed we have 180, 270 and 300. 180, 270 and 300. So just add it up. 300 plus 270 plus 180 will get 750. So 2,10,000 divided by 750, we have 280 as the activity rate, then multiply 180, 270 and 300. So it is 5,400, it is 75,600, and it is 84,000. So that is it. So dispatch also we have done. Next we are left out with machine setup. Machine setup, the cost driver is number of setups and the cost is 12 lakh. Setup it is 3 lakh, 360, 390 and 450, which comes to 1200. So this one is easy. lakh in 360, 390 and 450. So it will be 3 lakh 60, 3 lakh 90 and 4 lakh 50. So by this we have distributed all the overheads based on the rate. So we'll just add it up. 71040 plus 55875 plus 5400 plus 3 lakh 60, 537 315. Next we have, so 106560 plus 391125 plus 75600 plus 3 lakh 90, it is 963285, 963285. Next I'll add C. So 118400 plus 4 lakh 47,000 plus 84,000 plus 4 lakh 50, it is 10 lakh 99,400. So by this we have completed this question. So the summary of this question is that they have given all the total cost, that is stores receiving, inspection, dispatch and machine setup, and they have given the cost driver rate also, number of setups, the orders executed, the production runs and the purchase requisitions. So we have to divide the total cost divided by the driver, cost driver. So we'll get all the numbers, then add it up. So this is the overhead rate. Have they given number of units? If they have given number of units, we can calculate the per unit cost. So they have not given, so we can close this question because there is no number of units. So please copy this. So next we'll see the illustration number 4. So Z Limited manufactures 3 types of products, product P, Q and R. Okay, the data relating to a period are as under. So they have given some certain data. So machine hours per unit is 10 in case of P, 18 in case of Q, and 14 in case of R. Okay, direct labor hours at the rate of 20. So direct labor hours is 4, 12 and 8 respectively, and the rate is 20. Material cost is 90, 80 and 120. The production units are 3000, 5000 and 20,000. Currently the company uses traditional costing. Okay, so traditional costing should come to your mind that they are using machine hours or labor hours for allocating the overheads, and observes all production overhead on the basis of machine hours. See, they are telling machine hours in this question. The machine hour rate is 6 per hour. Okay, the company proposes to use activity based costing system, and activity analysis is as under. Batch size they have given, purchase orders per batch and number of inspections per batch, and they have 4 cost: machine setup cost, machine operation cost, inspection cost and procurement cost. What are they asking? Calculate the cost as per ABC, calculate the cost per unit using traditional method. So before going into the answer, first we have to analyze the question. So first they are asking us two things. One is ABC costing and traditional costing. For traditional costing, direct material, direct labor is simple, just multiply it. When it comes to overhead, they are telling that it is 6 per machine hour. But in case of P, 1 unit is taking 10 hours. How much unit did we produce? 3000 units. So 3000 into 10, 30,000 machine hours it has worked. Multiplied by 6. So it is 1,80,000. The overhead in case of P is 1,80,000. How? See, 1 unit it is taking 10 machine hours. If you see here, 1 unit it is taking 10. We have 3000 units. So how many number of machine hours? 30,000. Clear? Multiplied by 6. Same, do it for Q and R. You will get the overhead for P, Q and R as per the traditional system. Then divided by number of units, you will get the per unit overhead. So try to solve this. Next, ABC. So what are they telling in ABC? They are telling that cost is distributed into 4 types: machine setup cost, operation cost, inspection cost and the procurement cost. So first we have to calculate the total overhead. So total overhead you will get it here. In the traditional costing, multiply the total machine hours into the rate, which is 6, you will get some amount, then distribute that amount in the ratio of 20, 30, 40 and 10. Then we have to find the cost driver. So what would be the cost driver for machine setup, what would be the cost driver for machine operation, everything they are given here. So please try to solve. I'll give 2 minutes. So just analyze the question, then we'll solve it off. So we have three products, which is PQ and R. So first we'll calculate as per traditional costing. So please give an heading as traditional costing. So in examination, please don't forget to give the headings, the columns, everything. So it looks good. So the presentation also matters in examination. That is the thing. So material. First I'll write the number of units. It will be good. Number of units, and we have number of machine hours also. So then I'll get the total machine hours. So total machine hours will help me in finding the overhead. So that is the thing I am doing here. So 3000, 5000, 20,000. 3000, 5000, 20,000. Number of machine hours. Machine hours is 10, 18, 14. 10, 18, 14. So machine hours would be 30,000 here. Here it will be 18 5 90, 90,000 here, and 14 2 28 is 2,80,000 here. So that is the thing. Machine hours completed. So now I will calculate the cost. So direct material. So direct material is 90, 80 and 120. 90, 80, 120. So just multiply by 3000, 5000 and 20,000. So 90 into 3000 is 2,70,000. So 80 into 5000, it is 4 lakh. So 120 into 20,000, it is 24 lakh. Direct material done. Direct labor. So direct labor, they are telling it is at rate of 20, but the labor hours are 4 for P, 12 for Q and 8 for R. So I'll just multiply 4, 12 and 8. Okay. 4, 12 and 8. So why am I multiplying it by 20? Because per hour rate is 20. Then multiplied by 3000, then multiplied by 5000, then multiplied by 20,000. So 20. We could have done one more thing. We could have calculated labor hours here only. Okay, we'll do that also. So 3000 into 4, it is 12,000. Then it is 5000 into 12, it is 60,000 here. Next we have 20,000 into 8, which is 1,60,000. So who knows, it may be a cost driver also, no? That is the thing. Now multiply 4 into 20 into 3000, 2,40,000. Then 2 into 20 into 5000, which is 12 lakh. Next we have 2 into 20 into 20,000, which is 32 lakhs. Done. Direct material, direct labor done. So labor, it was 20 per hour, but we have different labor hours. For P it is 4, for Q it is 12, and for R it is 8. So simple. We have direct material, direct labor, then we have directly the overhead, which is 6 per unit. We have the machine hours also, no? We have calculated it up. So just multiply it by 6 machine hours. So overhead, which is 30,000 into 6. Am I right? Yes. So it is 1,80,000. Then we have 90,000. 90,000 into 6. 9 5 is 5,40,000. 9 5 is 54. Next we have 90, 2,80,000. 2,80,000 into 6. 2,80,000 into 6. So it is 16,80,000. See, here you got the total overhead. So 16,80,000 plus 5,40,000 plus 1,80,000. See, 24 lakh is a total overhead. But we have distributed the 24 lakh overhead in the ratio of machine hours, which is actually wrong. That's why in the next part we will be doing the activity based costing. So we'll just add it up. So it would be 2 lakh 70 plus 2 lakh 40 plus 1 lakh 80. It is 6 lakh 90. Here it is 4 lakh plus 1 12 lakh plus 5 lakh 40. It is 21 lakh 40,000. Here it is 24 lakh plus 32 lakh plus 16.8 lakh. Just 72 lakh 80. If you want per unit, divide it by per unit. That's it. 3, 5, 120. So 6 lakh 90 divided by 3000 would be 230 rupees. 21 lakh 40 divided by 5000 is 428. 72 lakh 80 divided by 20,000, it is 364. So we have got the per unit cost. Is this cost a correct cost or a correct arrived cost? The answer is no, because we have distributed the overhead based on machine hours, which is actually wrong. We should have distributed based on activity based costing. For each activity, we will find out each cost driver, then distribute it. This is a blanket rate. That's why it is a wrong conclusion or the wrong calculation of cost. So please copy this. So next we'll start with the activity based costing on this. So we'll start with the allocation of overhead cost based on ABC. So but before starting the allocation, first we need to find the cost, then we need to find the cost driver. First we will find the cost. So cost, they are telling that the product total production overhead we have the 24 lakh, then distribute it at 20%, 30%, 40% and 10% respectively. So I'll do that first. Machine setup cost and operation cost. So calculation of overhead cost. So next, first we have machine setup cost, which is nothing but 24 lakh into 20%, which is 4 lakh 80. Then we have machine operation cost, 24 lakh into how much is the cost? 30%. Inspection is 40%. 30, how much is 24 lakh into 30% is 7 lakh 20. And third one we have inspection cost. What is our inspection cost? 24 lakh into 40%. So 24 lakh into 40% is 9 lakh 60. At last, what is our final cost? Material procurement and related cost is 10%. Material procurement. So if you add all this, you should get 24 lakh. Otherwise, your answer is wrong. So the total is 24. So we have found out the total cost. Next, cost drivers. So I'll just write once again all the things. So driver and P, Q and R, what are these? So I have written all those things now. So we'll read the question. For setup cost, what is the appropriate cost driver? Number of setups. So where do we have the setups? So they have given indirectly. If you read the question, they have given indirectly. Please read it. They have given production units. They have given the batch size, which means in one batch they are producing 150 and they have produced 3000. How many number of setups they would have done? 3000 divided by 150, that is 20 number of setups. So in one batch, one setup. So we'll do one setup, one batch of output will come out. Then we'll do another setup, one batch of output will come. In the same manner, they have produced 3000. So 3000 units has come out, and per batch it is 150. In case of P, so how many number of setups they would have done? It would be 3000 divided by 150, that is 20 number of setups. Understood? So you can make working notes here. So one is setup cost. So you can make a note that, so it is calculated based on production units and the batch size. So P, Q and R. So P we have 3000 and the size is 150, so it is 20. So for P it is 5000 divided by, we'll see, 20,000. 150, 500 and 1000. So it is 500, which is 10,000, it is 20. So we have our cost driver for setup, that is number of setups, 20, 10 and 20. Next we have machine operating cost. What would be the appropriate cost driver for machine operation? Please think. It is definitely machine hours, because how many number of hours it will be work, that much number of operation cost will be there. So that is the reason it is machine hours. So machine hours, do we need to calculate? No, we have already calculated it now. Where is it? Yes, 30,000, 90,000, 280. 30, 90, 280. Where is it? 30, 90, 280. Done. So next, inspection cost. Obviously, number of inspections. No, is there any doubt? No, number of inspections. So now they are telling that number of inspection per batch is 15. Okay, how many number of batches were there? So total we have 3000 units for P, but in one batch it is 150. So number of batches would be 20. So for one batch it is 5. So for 20 batches it would be 100. So I'll make a working note here, don't be confused. So I'm writing in detail so that if you want to revise after some days or during the examination, you can just go through these points. So inspection cost, it is calculated based on number of inspections. Okay, in this we have 5 inspection. 5 inspection per batch, and the number of batches are as follows. So 3000 divided by 150. So here it is 20. So in case of P it is 20 into 500. In case of Q and R, I will tell you. So it is 10, it is 20, because we have calculated it for setup also, no? Into how much, that we have to see. 4 and 3. Okay, 4 and 3. 4, 3, 60. So sorry, 40, 60. So total is 200. So 140, 60. Here it is number of inspections. It is 140, 60. 140 and 60. So this is a very lengthy question. That is the reason I'm going in detail, because if you revise this one question, you are almost all the concepts are clear. So next we have material procurement. So what is left out? Material procurement. So batch size inspection is done. Now we are left out with purchase order. So purchase order, same they are telling per batch. So we have the batch. This one I'll write directly. Number of POs. Okay. So PO, how much is it? PO is 3, 10 and 8. Okay. So I'll write 3, 10 and 8. Okay. So the number of batches are 20, 10, 20, 10 and 20, so it is 160 here, so it is 100 here, and it is 60 here, so total is 320. So we have the cost driver, we have the cost. Simple. Next, what is the next step? Allocate the overheads. That's it. So please try. So this part is done. So this part would have copied. So copy this part and try to solve the try to allocate the overhead based on these two things. So I hope you have copied. So now we have three PQ and R. We have material cost. So material and labor, it will be same because it is a direct cost and it is directly identifiable. So I'll just copy that. Where is it? So it is material 270, 4 lakh and 24 lakh. 270, 270, 4 lakh and 24 lakh. Next we have labor. How is labor is 2 lakh 40, 2 lakh and 32 lakh. So that's it. Now we have overhead. It was 6 per machine hours there. Now we'll have to write it down one by one. So what was our first thing? Setup cost, operation cost. Setup cost. What was the cost? Setup cost is 4 lakh 80 in the ratio of 10 20 20. 10 20 10 20. So it is 4 lakh 80 in the ratio of 20 is to 10 is to 20. So 4 lakh 80 divided by 50 into 20. So it is 1 lakh 92. So here it is 1 lakh 92. Here it will be 50% of it. Then it is 96. Then it is 1 lakh 92. Add it up, you will get 4 lakh 80. Done. Then we have operation cost, machine operation cost. So that is in the ratio of machine hours. So operation cost, what is my operation cost? Calculation, and yes, it's 7 lakh 20. So 7 lakh 20 in the ratio of 30,000 and it was 90,000 and 2 lakh 80. Just class verify it on 30, 90 and 2 lakh 80. That's it. So please distribute it. So 30 plus 90 it is 1 lakh 20 plus 2 lakh 80 it is 4 lakh. So 7 lakh 20 divided by 4 lakh it is 1.8. Then multiply it with 30,000. It is 54. 90 it is 1 lakh 62. Then it is 2 lakh 80. It is 5 lakh 4,000. Next we have, what is the operation? Next we have inspection. So inspection in the ratio of 100, 40 and 60 and my cost is 9 lakh 60. I'll just write it down. Inspection, it is 9 lakh 60 in the ratio of 100, 60 and 40. 100, 60 and 40, which is 200. So I'll divide 9 lakh 60 divided by 200 into 100, which is 4 lakh 80. Then 60, it is 2,88,000, and then we have 9,60,000 divided by 200 into 40, which is 1,92,000. So inspection, we'll see. Oh, inspection is 100, 40 and 60. My bad, I'm sorry. 40 and 60. So it will be, here it will be 2,88,000. Here it will be 1,92,000. Those. So please be careful in examination also. There are chances of mistake like me. So okay, then the last one, material procurement, that is 10%. So 10% of 24 lakh is 2,40,000 in the ratio of, so what is my ratio? 60, 100 and 160. 60, 100 and 160. So 60 plus 100 plus 160, it is 320. So I'll divide 2,40,000 divided by 320. My rate is 750 into 60. 45,000. 100, it is 75,000. And add it up to 160, it is 1,20,000. So by this we have distributed all the overheads based on the cost driver. So now I'll add it up. 2,70,000 plus 2,40,000 plus 1,92,000 plus 54 plus 4,80,000 plus 45. It is 12,81,000. Here the number of units was 3, 5 and 20. I'll just calculate it per unit here only. So 12,81,000 divided by 3,000, which is 427. Next, 4 lakh plus 12 lakh plus 96,000 plus 1,62,000 plus 1,92,000 plus 75,000, which is 21,25,000. 21,25,000 divided by 5,000, just 425. Next, I'll go to 24 lakh plus 32 lakh plus 32 plus 1,92,000 plus 5,04,000 plus 2,88,000 plus 1,20,000, 6704, 335.2, 335. So finally we have completed this problem. So please copy. So it was a very lengthy problem because we had to do all things. So that is the reason. So I'll just open it. You can copy. Yeah. So we'll go to the next one. So question number 7. So simple one. So you can try. The cost accountant of XYZ Manufacturing attended a workshop on activity based costing and was impressed by the results. After consulting with the production personnel, he prepared the following information on cost drivers and estimated the volume of each driver. So unit produced, direct material, direct labor. So he has given number of set of machine hours, labor hours and inspection. Then we have the cost drivers. So what is the requirement? Determine the cost driver rate. So we have to determine the cost driver rate and then determine the cost. So please try this. So please try to solve. Just so cost driver rates. So first we have machine setup. I think it was 1,50,000. First, what is the cost driver that we have to analyze now? So for machine setup, we have to go with one of these things. No, number of setups is the appropriate one for machine setup. For machining, we can go with machine hours. For assembly, we can go with labor hours, and for inspection, we can go with number of inspections. So number of setups is 250. So the cost is 1,50,000. So the rate would be 600. So machine setup. Then we have machining. Machining, how much was the cost? 7,50,000. 7,50,000 and the number of hours is 6,000. 6,000. So 7,50,000 divided by 6,000, it is 125. So what is the third cost? Assembly, and the 45,000. So number of hours is 45 and the cost is 3,60,000. Assembly. So 3,60,000 and the cost is 45. So 3,60,000 divided by 45,000 is 8. Next we have inspection 90,000. Inspection 90,000. So number of inspection is 100. So obviously it will be 90,000 divided by 100 is 900. So question number 1 is solved. Okay. So part 2, we have to calculate the cost. Calculate the total cost as per ABC. So we can do one more thing also. We can calculate per unit also. Condition, the number of units should be given in the question. So we have three products ABC. Obviously first will be direct material, the second would be direct expenses, direct labor. So we'll see what is that given in the question. So direct material is 40 per unit and the units produced is 25,000. So I'll do one thing, units produced. I'll have units produced. It was 25,000 here. So direct material at 40. Direct labor, I think you should not write 40 because each one will have different cost. No, I can't take a random figure here. So direct labor, so 25, 15, 5. So material, so first is 25 into 40, it is 10 lakh. Here it is 10 lakh. Then 15,000 into 30, 4 lakh 50. Then 5,000 into 5,000, then 5,000 into 55, which is, I'm sorry, 2,75,000. So material done. Next we'll go with so labor is 25,000 into 15, which is 3,75,000. Then we have 15,000 into again 15, 2,25,000. Then 2,25,000. Next we have 5,000 into 15, then 75. See, direct material, direct labor is done. If you want, you can give a total here. So 10 lakh plus 13 lakh 75, 3 lakh 75, 13 lakh 75,000, 4 lakh 50 plus 2 lakh 25,000 is 6 lakh 75, and 2 lakh 75,000 plus 75,000 is 3 lakh 50. Now overheads, we have the overhead rate also. We have the overhead rate and the activities or the cost driver volume. So first was machine setup 600 into in the ratio of 125, 75 and 50. 125, 75 and 50. So 600 into 125 is 75,000. 600 into 125 is 75. 600 into 75 is 45,000. And 600 into 50 is 30,000. So machine done. Then we have machining. Machine setups is done. Machining, what is the rate, guys? It's 125 in the ratio of machiners 2,500, 1,500 and 2,000. 2,500, 1,500 and it is 2,000 here. So 125 into 2,500 is 3,12,500. Then we have 125 into 1,500, it is 1,87,500. Then we have 125 into 2,000, it is 2,50,000. Then what is our next cost? It is assembly 8 rupees. Assembly is 8. So we will see the volume. So assembly was based on direct labor hours 25, 15 and 5. So 25,000 into 8 is 2 lakh. 8 into 15,000 is 1 lakh 20. Then we have 8 into 5,000, which is 40,000. Next, finally we have inspection. I guess number of inspections. What is the number of inspection? 9. I'm sorry, the rate is 900. So what is the volume? 50, 25, 25. So done. You can add it up. 13 lakh 75 plus 75,000 plus 312,500 plus 2 lakhs, or this is 2 lakh. So 20 lakh 7,500. Done. Next 6 lakh 75,000 plus 45,000 187,500 plus 1 lakh 20 plus 22,500. It is 1 lakh 10 lakh 50,000. Not 22,500 plus 40 plus 2 lakh 50 plus 30,000 plus 692,500. So this is the cost, and if you want per unit, just divide it by number of units. So it was 25, 15 and 5. $80.3. So we have calculated all the cost. Simple. So same questions we are repeating, so it should be a kind of revision to you. So please copy this. So question number 7 we have done. We'll see the next which question we can do. We'll try with question number 5. So similar in lines of previous question, please try. So Lime Limited manufactures 3 products P, Q and R. Okay, so they are producing 3 products, good, which are similar in nature and are usually produced in production runs of 100 units. So in one production run 100 units will come out. Please be careful about this point. Product P and R require both machine hours and assembly hours, whereas Q requires only machine hours. So this is very important point here. So I'll make a point here, P, Q and R. So P and R requires machine hours and assembly hours. So I'll write MH for machine hours and AH for assembly hours. So Q, P and R, okay, machine hours and assembly hours, and Q requires only machine hours. So this is the important pointer here. There will be no assembly hours. And they have given machine department expense, machine department expense, everything will be there. Assembly only 2 will be there. Setup cost, we have to see the number of setups. Stores receiving cost, we will see that. Order processing and dispatch, inspection and quality control. Okay, then we have the cost drivers. Then we have to prepare a overhead allocation. That's it. So please start with the question. What are my products? P, Q and R, right? P, Q and R. So just simply we have to distribute the overhead based using activity based costing. So first is machine department expenses. So machine department expenses, it is 18,48,000 in the ratio of, this is important. What is the cost driver for machine department? We'll go with machine hours. Simple. Please go with machine hours. So 30, 48, 54. 30, 48, 54. 30, 48 and 54,000. So 18 lakh. So I add it up, 30 plus 48 plus 54 is 1,32,000. So 1848 divided by 32. The cost driver rate is 14,000 divided by 130 is 14,000. Or if you're taking it as 1000, it will be 14 rupees. So if you're taking 30,000, 48,000 and 54, it will be 14. So distribution will be same. So 30 it will be 4,20,000. 48 it will be 6,72,000. And 54 it will be 750. So which is our next expense? Assembly department. Assembly department, please be careful, Q it is not there. So 15 and 27, 6,72,000. So 42,672 divided by 42,000 into 15,000. So it is 2,40,000 here. So Q it will be not there. Divided by into 27,000 is 4,32,000. So done with this also. What is the next expense? So this is done. This is done. Now setups. So setup is 90,000. So what is the average, the cost driver for this? So what can be used? So we don't have the number of setups. So I think we can go with the most appropriate one. So actually it should have been number of setups. So here we don't have setups related information. Then we'll go with the number of units produced and sold itself. So 15, 12 and 18 in the 90,000. Ideally it should have been number of setups. So since it is not there, I'm going with number of units. 15 to 18. $45. So just dividing and multiplying. So that's it, 30 plus 24 plus 36. So setups is done. Which is our next cost? Stores receiving. So stores receiving is 1,20,000. What could be our driver? We can take as number of requisition, because number of requisition raised in the stores is this 40, 30, 50 and 1,20,000. So stores requisition. Okay, stores acquisition. So it is 1,20,000 and the ratio of what was the ratio? Stores acquisition 40, 30, 50. 40, 30 and 50. So it will be 40,000, 30,000, 50,000. Okay, now what is our next cost? Stores acquisition, setup done. Orders processing and dispatch. So that we can go with orders executed only, no issues. So 1,250 plus 1,000 plus 1,500, 3,750. So 1,80,000 orders processing. One two five zero 1,250 and 1,500. So 250 plus 3,750. So 1,80,000 divided by 3,750. 48 is my rate. Then multiply. 1,250. It is 60,000 here. So 1,000. It is 48,000 here and 72,000 here. So store receiving is done. What is my order processing is done. So inspection and quality control. Here it should have been number of inspections, ideal rate. We don't have anything. Again also we'll go with the units produced or sold. That's it. So 36 inspection and quality control. So 36,000 in the ratio of 15, 12 and 18. So by this we have calculated all the cost drivers, the allocation. So we just need to add it up. 4,20,000 plus 2,40,000 plus 30,000 plus 40,000 plus 60,000 plus 12,000. So it is 8,02,000. Here it is 672 plus 24 plus 30 plus 48 plus 9,600. It is 783,600. Then 7,56,000 plus 4,32 plus 36 50 plus 72 plus 14 400. It is 13,60,400. So by this we have completed illustration, the comprehensive numerical problem number 6. So please do copy. So next we'll try the sixth one. So sixth one is simple. So everything I am telling simple because we have done everything. So every concept of ABC we have covered. So a company produces 4 product PQRS. Okay, the data relating to the production activity as under. So quantity of production, material, labor hours, labor cost. So they have given labor hours also, they have given labor cost per unit also. They are not given per hour rate, they are given per unit rate. Please be careful. This labor hours, I think we are using for some, we are using it as a cost driver for some factor. Then we have machine hours. Okay. So these are the cost, and we have also the drivers also. Okay, cost drivers. Overheads applicable to the machine oriented activities 1,49,000. So for this we can use machine hours. So since it is a machine oriented, then we have overheads related to ordering materials. So then we have ordering costs 3 plus 12 plus 3 plus 12. So we have 30. Ordering done. Setup cost, we have number of setups, no issues. Admin overhead for spare parts, so we can go with the number of spare parts. Materials handling, we have the materials handling. So everything is there. Select a suitable cost driver for each item and calculate the per unit cost. Same, then using the ABC calculate the factory cost per unit. So simple guys, please try this. I'll give you 2-3 minutes. Please try. So since it is in a virtual class, I'm telling you to do it in 2 to 3 minutes, which means you have to attempt it. Please don't wait for 2 to 3 minutes and then copy the answer. Please try to do it. So after that you can check the answers. So first we'll select the suitable cost driver. calculation of so first what is the first overhead related to machine oriented activity. So I'll name it as machining. What was the amount? 149,700. So we decided to take the machine hours, but do we know the machine hours? No. So one working note, calculation of machine hours. So we had 3, I guess, PQRS. So they had given per unit, so and the number of units. So we'll calculate it. So quantity was 1000, 10,000, 1200 and 14,000. 1000, 10,000, 1200 and 14,000. So per unit, I guess it was 0.5 here, 0.5 here. We'll see the others. It is 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Simple. Multiply. Here it will be 500. Here it will be 5,000. Here it will be 2,400. Here it will be 14,000 into 3. 42,000. Oh. Just add it up. 49,900 divided by 49,900. I guess it is 3. Then we have ordering cost. What was the ordering cost? 7680. So 7680 divided by number of orders is 30. Okay. Setup cost is 17,400. So number of setups. So number of 50. Admin overhead for spare parts. What is the admin overhead for spare parts? 17,400 and number of spare parts is 36. So admin overhead is 34,380 divided by 36. So it is 955. So what is the next overhead? Admin material handling 3294. So I'll write it here. 3294. And what is the rate? Material handling, number of times handles is 81. So So it is 374. So that's it. We have written the answer for first sub question. Next we'll go to the second sub question. So that's it, calculating the cost, direct material, direct labor as usual. But before that, please don't forget units. So it will be easy for you guys. So direct material, direct labor. Then I think we can jump into overheads. What was the first overhead? Machining. Because overheads related to machining, so that's the reason. Then I think we had ordering cost. Okay, then we'll see. So units, I guess it was 1000, 10,000, 1200 and 14,000. So direct material cost. Material cost, how much is it? 10, 10, 32, 34. 10, 10. So it is 10,000, 1 lakh. 32. 34. Okay, labor. So it's bit bore, but the thing is we have to do, no choice. 6, 6, 24, 18. 6, 6, 24, 18. 6, 6, 6, 6, 24. So then we have 14,000 into 18, just to left. Then overhead, machining. Machining is 3. And labor hours, did we calculate? Yes, 3. 500, 5,000. 500, 5,000, 2,400 and 42,000. So it is 1,26,000 here. Simple, I have the rate, I'm just multiplying with the cost driver volume. That's it. Please do. Overhead ordering cost is 256. Three 312. 312. Setup cost 17,400. So setup. 348. Number of setups is 318, 524. 318, 5 and 24. 348 into 3 is 1044. So pure labor work, guys. That's the reason it is a bit boring. Please do not get bored, because the ultimate agenda is to pass in examination. So setup, what is the fourth cost? Admin for spare parts. It's 955 into 615, 312. So 955 into 6, 5730. 955 into 15, 14325. 955 into 3, 460. Next we have material handling. So material handling, we have, what is the cost? 374. $369, 6, 39 and 36. So 374 into 6 is 2244. 374 into 30, it is 11220. 374 into 9, it is 3366. 36 into 374, it is 13464. I think we have covered everything. We can just add it up. Just add 10,000 plus 16,000 plus 2,400 plus 768 plus 1044 5730 plus 2244, 28,186. So 2244 plus 5730 plus 1044 plus 768 plus 16,000, 400. So machine hours, it is 500. So it should have been 1500. I'm sorry. So it is 1500 here. So it is 16 plus 1500 plus 768 plus 1044 plus 5730 plus 2244, 27,286. Correct. Okay. Here we have 1,60,000 plus 15 plus 3072 plus 6264 plus 14,325 plus 11,220, 209,881, 209,881. Next we have 38,400 plus 28,800 plus 72 plus 768 plus 1740 plus 2865 plus 5366. 147,939. Then we have at last 476 plus 252 plus 126 plus 3072 plus 8352 plus 11460 plus 13464. So it is 890 348. By this we have completed all the allocation of cost. Then if you want per unit, just divide it by 1000, 10,000, 1000, 10,000, 1200 and 14,000, I guess. That's it. Divide it, you'll get it. And 147,939. 209,881 divided 20.99, 27,286 divided by 1000. So that is the thing. So bit lengthy, but we have completed successfully. So please copy. So we'll solve question number, so see question number 10. So question number 10, company ABC has the following information applicable to its product. Total overheads is 1 lakh and machine hours is 50,000. So per hour it will be 2 rupees. Okay, per hour the total overhead would be 2 rupees. Units of production is 2,500 and 5,000. Material cost, labor cost, machine hours per unit. So they have given machine hours, then multiplied by cost, you will get the machine hour rate. Then they are telling that the overhead they have divided into three things. Setup cost is 35%, so 35,000. So total is 1 lakh. That's the reason. Inspection is 45%, which means 45 and 20,000. And they are given the cost drivers. Then cost per unit and absorption costing ABC. This can do now. So we'll start. Material, labor, overhead. Material they have only told, so we are asked to calculate cost per unit. So per unit 30 20 50 16. So 30 20 50 and 16 they have given. Okay, now overhead we calculated it was 2 per unit. So 2, how did I get it? So it is 1 lakh divided by 50,000. 2. Now what was the hours? 10 and 5. Just multiply. 10 means 20, 5 means 10. So cost is 70 here, cost is 50, 60, 76 here. That's it. Now ABC is simple. Particulars A and B. First I will take the first I calculate overhead, then I'll convert into per unit, then add the material and labor to it. So overhead, first one was setup cost, which was 35%, which means 35,000 in the ratio of setup 350. So 350, which means 30,000 here, 5,000 here. Setup cost is done. Next, what is the cost? Inspection 45,000, 500 and 250, which means 2:1 ratio, 45,000. Inspection 45,000 into 500 250, which means 2:1, which means 30,000, 15,000. Okay, inspection, number of movements. What was this? Materials handle is 20%. Materials handling 20,000 into what is the ratio? 300 and 700. 300 700 means 6,000, 14,000. Add it up. So 30,000 plus 30 plus 6, 66, 5, 15, 14, 34. Number of units was 2500 here, 5000 by 5000, so 6.8. Here it is 66,000 divided by 2500, it is 26.4. Then material, manufacturing cost, material, labor, overhead is 26.4, 6.8. Here it was 30, 20, 50, 16. 30 plus 20 plus 26.4, 76.4. 50 plus 16 plus 6.8, it is 72.8 here. So by this we have completed the problem. So ABC thing you can copy. So we'll go to the next one. Question number 9. So please read this, bit complicated, so maybe asked in examination also. Shall we start? Yes. So Blue Star manufactures two products, deluxe and regular. So they're having two products, deluxe and regular, and uses a two-stage cost allocation system. Very important, they're using two-stage cost allocation. The first stage assigns all the factory overhead to two production department, A and B. Okay, so they're telling that the first will have an overhead, total overhead of production will be first distributed to two departments, A and B. So that is first stage allocation. Then in the second stage, uses direct labor hours to allocate the overhead to individual product. So we'll understand with the help of a exam chart here. So first we have production overhead, okay, that is divided into two departments, say A and B. Then actually we are producing two products. Each product will go in A and B. So we'll discuss in detail. See, we have two products, two departments. Each product will go to each department. Understood? This product A and B will go to A also, will go to B also. That is the reason. So now at first stage the overhead is allocated based on department A and B, example. Then at the second stage the overhead allocated to A. Say example, we'll take example as 5,000 was the total overhead, so it was distributed equally, assumption. Then product X and Y, so there are two products, so it will go to A also, then it will go to B also. So X will have overhead of A also, X will have overhead of B also, Y will have overhead of A also, Y will have overhead of B also. That is the thing. So now this 2500 is divided between X and Y, this B is divided between X and Y. That is the thing they are telling here. So we'll read again. See, the first stage assigns all the factory overhead to two production department A and B. Understood? In the first stage the overhead is allocated to production A department and production B department. First stage allocation is done. In this second stage they are telling they are using direct labor hours to allocate the overhead to individual product. So in A certain direct labor hours will be there, and B also direct labor hours will be there. In that they will be distributing to individual products. So in production department A it will go for A also, B also. In production department A it will go for X and Y. In production department B it will go for X and Y. So that is the thing. So the budgeted overhead is 10 lakh here. First it will be distributed based on labor hours between department A and department B. So for that they will be using machine hour, and for individual product they will be using the labor hour. Understood? Simple. And they have given the other information: units produced and sold, cost of direct materials per unit, this is per unit. Then cost direct labor hour wage rate, that is per labor hour. Then we have direct labor hours in department A, department B. See, that is what I have told. In this question, deluxe and regular will go in A also, B also. So that is the reason the company is considering implementing ABC. So ABC part is simple here. See, machine movement, setups, inspections and shipment. Shipment we can go with number of shipments. Setup we can go with number of setups. See, production run and units. Inspection we can go with number of units, and movement we can go with production runs, I guess. So 350 plus 15 plus 20, 385. So yes, material movement we can take production runs, setups we can take number of setups, inspections we can take number of inspections, and shipments we can take number of shipments. So they are asking unit cost of two product existing volume as per ABC, and they are asking what is the unit cost, overhead and cost. So first we will prepare part 2 and part 3, then we can go to part 1, so it will be easy for understanding. Calculation of cost driver rate. Okay, the first one, what is the cost driver? material movement, number of production runs. Material movement, so it was, how much was it? 7000 divided by 350. 7000 divided by 350, I guess it is 20. Okay, material movement is done. Next I'll go to machine setups. 4 lakh divided by 500. Setup cost 4 lakh divided by 500. 4 lakh divided by 500, it is 800. Setup done. Inspection is 5 lakh 80 divided by 19600. Next we have shipments. 5000 divided by 250. Shipments 5000 divided by 250, it is 20. So we have answered the second part of the question. Next we have to calculate the total cost. That's it. We have deluxe, regular, total, unit cost. Okay, then we'll multiply it and then convert into per unit, then add it up. Simple. Allocation of overhead by ABC method. Deluxe and regular, we have two products. Deluxe, regular, we have the particulars. Okay, what is my first cost? Material movement. What is my second cost? Setup cost. What is my third cost? Inspection. And the fourth one is shipment. Just multiply with the individual volume, that's it. Material movement is 20. Okay, 20 into 15 and 20. 20 multiplied by 15 and 20, how much is it? 20 into 15 is 300. 20 into 20 is 400. Simple. Next I have 800 setup cost. 800 into 25 and 50. 800 into 25 is 20,000. Here it is 40,000. Inspection is 30. Inspection is 30. 200, 800. Next we have shipment. Shipment is 20, 50 and 100. Into 50,000. 20 into 100, 2000. So we have distributed all the things now. Just add it up and divide by number of units. You will get it. 20,000 plus 6,000 plus 1,000, 27,300 plus 400 plus 40,000 plus 24,000 plus 2,000, 66. 400. The number of units, what was the number of units? 200, 800. So it is 83. It is 136.5. So manufacturing cost per unit. Material, we have deluxe and regular. Material, labor and overhead. So material cost is 150. Labor is 25. See, labor per hour is 25. In department A 2 hour, in department B 1 hour. So total 3 hours, 3 hours. Okay, so here it is 25 into 3, 75, 75, and here overhead is 136.5, 83. So 100 plus 75 plus 136.5, 311.5. Here it is 50 plus 75 plus 83, it is 208. Done with the third part also. So please copy. Then we'll discuss in detail the first part, because first part is bit complicated here. shall we start with the first part? So see, first part is very much important in this question. That's the reason I'm doing it at the last. So they're telling first stage assigns all the factory overhead. What is our factory overhead? 10 lakh to two production department A and B based on machine hours. First I'll do that. What is that? What is my factory overhead? 10 lakh. Then they are telling it to distribute to A and B based on machine hours, 4,000 and 16,000. First I'll do that. First stage allocation. Okay. So overhead into machine hours of A by total by B. Okay. So A and B. So 10 lakh into 4,000 divided by 20,000, because 16 plus 4. So here it is 10 lakh into 16 divided by 20,000. So it is 2 lakh here. It is 4 lakh. Sorry, 8 lakh here. So the overhead in A is 2 lakh and B is 8 lakh rupees. Understood? Production department A is 2 lakh and B is 8 lakh. Understood? So the next part, the second stage uses direct labor hours to allocate overhead to individual product. That's it. So in total they are telling that in production department A 20,000 labor hours will be there. In production department B 10,000 labor hours will be worked. So can I calculate the per unit? I mean the per hour. So in production labor hours, labor rate, I can tell it as hourly labor rate. So in case of A, the overhead is 2 lakh, but the number of labor hours is 20,000. Understood? So total cost is 2 lakh and total hours is 20,000. So it will be 10. In case of B, it is 88 lakh and the hours is 10,000. So 8 lakh divided by 10,000. So it is 80. Understood? Now if deluxe comes in A, 10 rupees will be added if one labor hours is work, and if it goes to B, it is 80. Understood? So I hope you have understood. See, first part we have distributed total overhead in production department A and B. Done. Clear, no doubt about it. Next, when it comes to second stage allocation, they are telling that the amount of 2 lakh which is in production department A will be distributed to product, that is deluxe and regular, based on labor hours. So labor hours in total it is 20,000. So per unit, I mean the per hourly rate, it will be 10. So whereas it comes to B, the total cost is, the total overhead allocated is 8 lakh, but the number of hourly expected or budgeted hours is only 10,000. So it is coming at a higher rate, that is 80. So now directly jumping into total cost calculation. So AB particulars, material labor is easy, I'll just copy it. Overhead, production department A and production department B. So here it is 10, here it is 80. Okay. So yeah, 150, 75, 75. This will be same. Okay, 150, 75. How much is 75? We'll see the number of hours first, then I can come to conclusion. 2. So 2 plus 1, 3, 75 hours. 75, 75, okay. Here it is 75, because labor hours is worked in both the things. Now it comes to overhead. So overhead we have calculated it per hour. So anyhow we have number of hours in the question, 2 and 1, same for each. So 2 and 1. So 2, how much was it? 20? 10, I'm sorry, 10. So 2080, 2080. Simple. Just add it up, 100 plus 75 plus 100. It is 275 here. 50 plus 75 plus 100. It is 225 here. See, this was the price if traditional cost was followed. ABC, it is good because it has allocated the overhead based on the cost driver, which is more accurate. So I hope you have understood this question. So we have covered almost all the questions. So the left out would be as assignment or homework. So you can try it. So please copy this. So before going, we had made a mistake here. This is laborer is 20 rupees. So therefore our cost is 60 here. In case of ABC also 60. So it will be 193 here. Okay, that will make ABC, yeah, 193 here, and here it is 60. So 60 is 110. 110 plus it is 210. So by this we have completed activity based costing questions. So remaining you can try it out. So we'll end the session here. So thank you.